Okay, structure and written expression. The second section of the TOEFL test is structure and written expression section. In this section consists of 40 questions. 40 questions. Some tests may be longer. Okay, 45. Yes, you have 25 minutes to complete the 40 questions in this section. There are two types. We're talking about the institutional TOEFL test. Okay, there are two types of questions in the structure and written expression section of the TOEFL test. The structure section is divided from questions 1 to 15, consists of 15 sentences in which part of the sentence has been replaced with a blank. Okay. Each sentence is followed by a four-answer choice. By four answer choices, you must choose the answer that completes the sentence in a grammatically correct way. And the second type, or the second group of questions, is questions from the question 16 to 40, consists of 25 sentences in which four groups of words or groups of words have been underlined. You must choose the underlined word or group of words that is not correct. Okay, this is about the written expression section. So we're gonna see general strategies to be able to succeed in the TOEFL when we take the TOEFL. Number one, be familiar with the directions. The directions on every TOEFL test are the same. So it is not necessary to spend time reading directions carefully when you take the test. So that's the idea also for this course, for you to be able or get familiarized with the form, okay, with the form of the text, of the test, sorry. Oh no, I want to make it bigger. There you go. Okay, so the directions on every TOEFL are the same. So you don't have to be reading every time you take it, read it again. So you take advantage of time instead. Begin with questions 5, from questions 1 through 15. Anticipate that questions from 1 to 5 will be the easiest. So you don't have, they are very easy, or they are that easy that you probably say, oh, are they tricky questions? They are not tricky questions. They are so easy. So don't worry too much about the possibilities for questions 1 through 5 to be incorrect, because they are not. They might not be incorrect because they are really, really, really easy to answer. Okay? So do not spend too much time on questions 1 through 15. Okay? Because in this type of questions, they're going to be also easy questions. Okay? Continue with questions 16 through 40. Anticipate that questions 16 through 20 will be the easiest. Like the first 5 of this section will be the easiest. Okay? So wait. Questions 1 through 15, they are the type of questions that you will choose, a multiple option section questions. The first one, or the first questions in this section, are the easiest. On the second section, the ones that you will have to choose which one is incorrect. Okay, so the first 5 are the easiest to understand, to choose. Okay, to select. Anticipate that for you to be more familiarized, to answer promptly and quickly, right? If you have time, return to questions 11 to 15. Yes. Use this extra time. Yes. So to make sure that you answer correctly. Never, never, never leave any answers blank on your answer sheet. Even if you're not sure of the correct response, you should answer each question. There is no penalty for guessing. Okay? The structured question. In the TOEFL test, questions 1 through 15 of the structure and written expression section test your knowledge of the correct structure in English sentence. The questions in the section are multiple choice questions in which you must choose the letter of the answer that best completes the sentence. Example. Can you help me to read the example, please, Carlos?
Is taking a trip to New York.
Okay, so you need to choose A, B, C, or D. What is the one that makes more sense for this sentence to be complete?
The woman.
The woman is taking a trip to New York. So that makes sense. Go ahead and select it immediately. Okay? And this example, you should notice immediately that the sentence has a verb. Okay? Which is a taken. This is the verb. and the verb, and that verb needs a subject. So answers B and answers D are incorrect because when and her are not subjects. So in answer A, they is a subject, but that's a plural subject. So the woman is a singular subject. You should therefore choose the letter C. That's correct, the correct answer. So you should always keep in mind, let me anticipate that in order for you, this is going to be your formula. This is going to be your formula from this moment on. This is going to be your formula of success of the structure, okay? So take notice of this. Every sentence may have one or two clauses. Clause 1 and clause 2. Okay? What's a clause, by the way, Carlos?
Clause. I don't remember.
Right? It's important that we know what's the meaning of clause because that's going to be a key word for success in the TOEFL. Clause means enunciado. Enunciado. And what is an enunciado? Well, an enunciado or a clause contains a subject, a verb, and a complement, which can be an object or an adjective or whatever. Subject, but this is the basic subject, verb, plus the object or complement. When I say complement, and I'm going to put it in parentheses, that the complement could be an object, okay? So 3 little sections, okay? A sentence is going to have, so for your analysis, when you're doing a quick analysis, very quickly in your mind, you need to make sure if the sentence has this basic formula. Something you might be missing in the sentence, probably a subject, probably a verb, or probably the object or the complementary part of the clause. Okay? Usually, but not always, when you have 2 clauses in a sentence, there is a comma. Okay? So that's the formula. That's only the pattern that you should be aware of. And that's the one we're going to need to succeed in the structure section. Notice, remember this formula always because we're going to need it, okay? So, as here explanation said, there is a verb and there is the object, a trip, New York, okay, a trip. Okay, this is a trip. Apart from the object, there might be any other supplementary information or complementary information that can be added, but it's not necessary. Or if you omit, the sentence or the clause still makes sense. Okay, if the woman is taking a trip, if you leave it like that, you understand. That makes sense, right? A woman is taking a trip. If you delete this part, still makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about the complementary parts because the sentences make sense. Okay, a strategy for the structured questions. Okay, first study the sentence. Okay, it's important. Your purpose is to determine what is needed to complete the sentence correctly. Okay, then study. Usually there is one mistake. There's usually one mistake because in the options, you only need to choose one option. So if you have 4 underlined parts in the sentence, usually it's going to be one mistake, not 2 or 3. Okay, then study each answer based on how well it completes the sentence. Eliminate the answers that do not complete the sentence correctly. Do not try to eliminate incorrect answers by looking only at the answers. The incorrect answers are generally correct by themselves. The correct answers are generally incorrect only when you use to complete the sentence. Never leave any blank answers or answers blank. Be sure to answer every single question, even if you're unsure of the correct response, okay? Because we never know. Probably that's the one I mean, that one is correct. You didn't know, but it's correct. Your choice is correct. Do not spend too much time on the structured questions. Be sure to leave adequate time for the written expression questions. Okay, so try to do, okay, rush in the first 15, particularly the first 5, do it real quick. So you can leave extra time, or the most of your time will be on the second section of the written section. Okay, let's get started then with sentence with one clause. Yeah, now that you understand what is a clause, what is a sentence, let's get started with the first topic, sentence with one clause. Can you help me to read the first little part, please, Carlos?
Some sentences in English have just one subject and verb, and it's very important for you to find the subject and verb in these sentences. In some sentences, it is easy to find the subject and the verb. However, certain structures, such as objects of prepositions, positives and participles, can cause confusion in locating the subject and verb because each of these structures can look like a subject or a verb. The object of the preposition can be mistaken for a subject.
Correct, very good. Therefore, you should be able to do the following in the sentence with one subject and one verb. Be sure that the sentence has a subject and a verb. That's right. Be careful of objects of preposition and appositives when you're looking for the subject. And third, but not least important, be careful of present participles and past participles when you're looking for the verb, for the right verb. Okay, be sure of the sentence that has one verb. A subject and a verb. You know that a sentence in English should have a subject and a verb, right? So far, we know that. We've already seen that. The most common types of problems that you will encounter in the structure section of the TOEFL test have to do with subjects and verbs. Perhaps the sentence is missing either the subject or the verb, or both. Or perhaps the sentence has an extra subject or verb. Example, but I won't show you the answer yet. Okay, so let's just read and to be able to see, to be able to practice and see we got this one. And we'll just, okay, I'm gonna adjust the screen so you all can enjoy the view. Was back up for miles on the freeway. Was back up for miles on the freeway. Yesterday in the morning, traffic cars. So let's analyze. Was back up. Was back up. Back up. Okay, this is the back up is a phrasal verb. I have already set up a task for you on the Memrise application. I have put you some phrasal verbs, lots of phrasal verbs, 1,000 phrasal verbs. So make sure that you're practicing your phrasal verbs. They're very important. Okay, was back up for miles on the freeway. What about this one? So we have the verb and we have the object for miles on the freeway. So what do you think could be the correct option, Carlos?
Traffic.
Why traffic? Please
Mm,
need it in the sentence.
a noun.
A noun?
Yes. Subject. Sorry. Subject.
The subject.
Yes.
And very important. That's very important. Let me go back to my whiteboard. Very important. A sentence or a clause will always start with a subject. No matter what. No matter what, the sentence will always start with a subject. So remember, be aware of that. So don't tell me if it's the first line in the sentence, then don't tell me a verb is missing. Because even though it looked like a verb, it's not a verb. The function of this verb is a subject. We're going to see functions in a moment, okay? Yeah. So the first thing you start a sentence with is a subject. That's a matter of fact. No matter what. Okay. So you discard cars then. Why you discarded cars?
Well, I don't understand backup. So,
But it's a verb. It's a verb. You don't have to understand all the verbs, but notice that it's a verb.
uh-huh. Well, I mean, maybe it's cars because it's like stuck in the traffic. So maybe the most logical answer would be cars.
No, okay. I agree with you somehow, but I disagree with you at the same time. Yeah,
Okay.
both of these are subjects. Yesterday is a noun, okay? In the morning, it's a preposition of time, traffic,
Well,
in
but
car.
I mean, backup. It's like sometimes we need backup, and
Back me up.
yeah, back me up. So I mean, maybe I can infer that the traffic back up for miles on the freeway. So there was a lot of traffic.
Yeah, it could be it's a phrasal verb, but it could be used as an idiomatic expression. Remember, not always the verb should be
Mm-hmm.
taken literal. Yeah, with the
Yes.
literal meaning. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they might have
Another meaning.
an idiomatic expression. Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. Okay, so this is an example. You should notice immediately that there is a verb. Okay, the verb was, but there is no subject. Okay, so letter C is the best answer. Is the best answer because it's a singular subject that agrees with the singular verb was. So here is the answer. You say
Right.
cars and you have
Yeah.
was, so it
What?
doesn't match.
Yeah, you're right.
Those are basic grammar.
Grammar
I
rules.
mean, yeah. I mean, just to tell you that sometimes the possibilities or the options are so easy that we get so nervous and we don't see that. We don't see that. But remember that usually the first 5 questions in the TOEFL test are gonna be the easiest. Okay,
Mhm.
in the first section of the structure. Okay,
Okay.
you got it. So traffic could be an option. Could be an option. Yeah, and cars could be an option as well because both are subjects. Now the only problem is that you discard immediately. Okay, yesterday no, morning no, they don't match. Traffic and I am in between traffic and car. But now I realize that was is only for singular. So I won't
Yeah.
use was. I'm gonna use I will use cars. I will use traffic instead because traffic is singular and this matches with was.
You're right. You're right.
You got it? So that's the
I feel
strategy.
I feel so dumb.
No.
I
We
mean, but
all
you
feel
know, it's
like
very
that.
simple. It's very
Yeah,
simple.
but we all feel like that sometimes because believe me, remember that you should be aware of that. The first part of the TOEFL in the structure section is the super easiest one. Okay, so you don't really have to spend a lot of time in the first 5 questions.
Mike, and what's the meaning of the sentence?
Oh, for example, traffic was back up for miles in the freeway. Oh, there was a huge line of cars in the freeway.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's traffic, cars. Okay, too much. There was like a traffic jam. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
the backup is like a stock. Yeah, like a stock for miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Let's see the second example. Engineers. Okay, you have the subject. What do you need now?
On the new space program. Uh, B are needed for work.
Okay, for work. Okay, so this is for work. That is the objects are necessary, are needed. Hopefully next month
Are needed.
are needed. So that's your option. Why is that your option? May I ask?
Yes, because necessary. Well, because you need. You said it was subject, and then what?
Then the verb.
Yeah, the verb, and you need a verb. So hopefully it's not a verb. Next month it's not a verb, and necessary is not a verb either. So our needed is just the verb. We have just one verb, so that's the correct answer.
Yeah, okay. Because answer B are needed is a verb. It is the best answer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very good. Exactly. Notice that it could be the verb or the verb with an auxiliary.
Mm-hmm.
So that includes the verb. That's part of the verb. Okay.
Okay.
It's the verb and the auxiliary plus the auxiliary that you need. Okay, let's move on to the example number 3. Okay, boy going to the movies with a friend. What is the option? Okay, you have option. You have the subject. Okay, it is clear, very clear that you have a subject here.
Mm-hmm.
What else is needed?
The verb.
The verb, but you have here a verb.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I don't know what it's needed. I mean, I don't know the structure.
Remember, okay, remember that.
Complement?
Yeah,
The
sorry.
complement?
Yeah, the complementary part of the verb. Complementary part of the verb.
Okay.
So, exactly. So it's this sentence has a subject, boy, and part of the verb. Part of the verb. Part of the verb.
Okay.
Not the verb, it's part of the verb. So to be
Mm-hmm.
correct, some form of verb B is needed to make the sentence complete. Answers A and B are incorrect because the sentence already has a subject, boy, and does not need an extra subject. So the answer C is incorrect because relaxing needs an extra verb, part that isn't necessary because of going. So the letter D, the best answer will be is the answer, the best answer. So to complement going, you can use B. The boy will be doing. So keep that in mind that it could be the verb or the part of the verb that is missing.
Okay.
The complementary part. Some verbs are complemented with, for example, has seen. The verb is seen, but the complementary part is has or have. Yeah. Will be. The verb is be. The complementary part is will,
Well,
and stuff like that. Sometimes the mistake will be in the missing complementary part of the verb.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're focusing on that. Subject and verbs. Okay, the following chart outlines that you should remember about subjects and verbs. Yeah, what you should remember about subjects and verbs. Subjects and verbs. A sentence in English must have at least one subject and one verb. Got it? Exercise. Underline the subjects once and the verbs twice in each of the following sentences. It's going to be a very simple task. Then indicate if the sentences are correct or incorrect. Let's do it very quickly. Example. For example, in this one is a when. I'm going to put in green, the verb. Green.
Mm-hmm.
Can be obtained in green. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
The verb. So, subjects once and verbs twice. I'm going to put all the verbs twice. And then number 3,
You want the verb, right?
I want the verb, just the verb.
A job on the shift. A job on the day shift. There's no verb available. No, there. A job on the day shift.
There is no verb.
Night at the plant. No, there's no verb.
Okay, number 4.
The new computer provide
With the
has
complementary.
provides. Okay.
Number 5.
Provide. Teacher, Mike, but that's incorrect. Has provide.
Wait a minute. The second part, we're going to see if the sentence is correct or incorrect.
Okay.
First, we need to just focus in finding subject and verb, subjects and verbs, step by step. Okay? Number 5.
Okay. Okay.
Verb.
Yes. Number 5, opened.
Open.
Be open.
Okay. Do I need auxiliaries for this? Can be open.
Yes, can be opened.
Okay. Number 6.
Assigned.
The assigned.
No,
Okay.
sorry, contained. No, contained.
Contains, right?
Contains.
This might look like a verb,
Like a verb.
but there's a text, and so it's better like an adjective.
Yes.
Okay.
Papers.
7.
Emptied. Be emptied. Should be emptied.
emptied. Should be emptied with the complementary parts. Okay, it should be emptied into the trash. Okay. Number 8.
Departure. Departure.
Departure. Remember, the sentence never starts with a verb.
Really? Never, never in English.
Never is never. Well, but this is
But
departure.
well,
The
I mean, if you say go back, right?
Yeah, but okay. But the departure is not a verb. Depart is a verb.
Ah, okay. Depart is a verb.
Depart, leave, go. Those are verbs.
Oh,
But departure is a
it's not a
partida.
verb. Ah, okay. No, there is no verb.
There is no verb. Number 9.
Found.
Found. Want to put it in green as well.
Mhm.
And number 10.
Processes. Well, each processes.
Okay. All right. Now let's look for the subjects.
Mm-hmm. And in number 2.
In the number 3, because number 2 is already.
Okay.
These 2 are examples.
Okay. A job.
A job.
Mhm.
Subject.
The new computer program.
Mm-hmm.
Box.
Mm-hmm.
The assigned text.
The assigned text for history.
Or history. Okay. The papers.
All the way until class.
Mm-hmm.
The assigned text for the papers and the wastebasket, all of these.
Okay.
Sometimes the subject may be very complex because they have
Mhm.
adjectives and that's it. Okay, so don't always look for simple subjects like he or she or we. Sometimes they might be complex.
Okay.
Okay.
Departure.
Departure.
Article.
Article.
Article, I guess.
That's the way a sentence never starts with the article can be in this case object. The
So
sentence
So the subject is yesterday?
yesterday.
Really? Is that a
Yes.
subject?
That could be a subject, yes, of course.
Didn't know that.
Like the song Yesterday.
Yesterday, but yeah, but yesterday it's okay. I get the new machine.
The thing is that depending on the position is the role,
Mm-hmm.
the function. Yes.
Okay.
And the last one,
The new machine.
the new machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now tell me if, okay, let's say the number 3 is correct or incorrect.
Job on the day shift or the night shift. Job on the day. Incorrect.
Why?
Because it says after night shift, it doesn't make sense. You need is available at the plant available of the plant is available.
Yes, and the subject is all of this.
Mm-hmm.
A job on the day shift or the night shift of the plant, there is missing a verb. Is available.
It's
You're right.
available. Mm-hmm.
What about the number 4? Is correct or
Has
incorrect?
incorrect. Has provide.
It doesn't need double verb.
No,
It provides.
or you can use present perfect, but it's
Yeah, in that case, the verb is incorrect as well because it should be provided.
Mm-hmm.
So in any of the cases, the incorrect part is the verb.
Yes.
Okay. Number 5. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
it's correct. Very good. Number 6.
Correct.
Why?
Because you using the subject, twice.
You don't need the assigned text for history if you're gonna use it. So you either use it, which will substitute the complete subject, all these text,
Mhm.
or the specific subject. The assigned text for history class contains, but you don't need it. What about number 7?
The papers in the water waste basket. It's correct.
That's correct. That makes sense. Number 8.
Arthur. I think it's incorrect
Is incorrect. Why?
because it said departure before dawn. That's okay. On a boat in the middle of the harbor. It sounds it sounds like a guy that is learning English.
Yeah. Yeah. In
Like
this case,
he doesn't know how to make a correct sentence.
yes, there is a here. There is missing a verb. Departure is scheduled. For
Okay,
example,
yeah.
what
It's
departure
before.
is, again, departure is or departure is scheduled. Whatever the
Mhm,
case you want, but you need a verb.
mhm.
The subject is correct, but there you need a verb. Number 9, correct or incorrect?
Correct.
No, it's incorrect because you need
No, incorrect. I said incorrect.
incorrect. Yes, incorrect.
Incorrect.
Number 9 is incorrect because what's missing?
Uh, I mean the subject or a complement.
You need you need a subject. I found.
Hmm.
And then number 10,
Incorrect.
incorrect.
Yes.
Yes, because it has double verb. It's
Hmm.
processed. It processes. Or you can say processes, or it's 50%, but not two verbs. So double verbs that is not necessary. Okay, very good. So be careful with objects of preposition. An object of preposition is a noun or a noun that comes after the preposition. For example, in, at, of, to, by, behind, and on and so on.
Hmm.
In a prepositional phrase, after his exams, Tom will make a trip by boat. The sentence contains two objects of preposition. Exams is the object of preposition after, and both is the object of preposition by. Okay, structure and written expression. Okay, this is the section. An object of preposition can cause confusion in the structure section of the TOEFL, the test, because it can be mistaken for the subject in a sentence. Example: with his friend, with his friend,
Okay.
he found a movie theater.
Hmm.
The letter B. Okay, the letter B. Yes. Okay, in this example, you should look for the first for the subject and the verb. Okay, you should notice the verb found and should also notice that there's not a subject. Do not think that friend is the subject. Friend is the object of preposition with, and the noun, and one noun cannot be both subject and object at the same time because the subject is needed in the sentence. The answer correct. The correct answer is B. He, yeah, is the best answer. A, C, and D are not correct because they cannot be subjects. Okay?
Hmm.
With his friend, he found. So together with his friend, like his friend. So that's part of the subject. Great. The following chart outlines the key information that you should remember about objects of preposition. Objects of preposition. A preposition is followed by a noun or a pronoun that is called an object of preposition. If a word is an object of preposition, it's not the subject. Okay? So each of the following sentences contains one or more prepositional phrases. Underline the subjects once and the verbs twice. Circle the prepositional phrases that come before the verb, then indicating the sentence are correct or incorrect. Number 1, the interviews by radio broadcasters were carried live by the station. Okay, so that's correct. That's correct. Okay,
Hmm.
so they say you would circle the prepositional phrases that come before the verb. I'm going to put it in color green. Yeah, and then we can underline, we'll say yellow. I use yellow. Okay, the subjects once and the verbs twice. And I'm going to put the verbs with color blue. Yes?
Hmm.
Okay, so subjects yellow,
Hmm.
verbs blue,
Hmm.
and prepositional phrases that come before the verb,
Green.
a green. And there you got the example. The interviews is what?
The subject.
That is color yellow. By radio broadcasters,
And it's green.
where carried, that's gonna be the verb.
Mike,
Yes.
broadcasters are people.
Radio broadcasters, yes. The people that give the news. Yeah.
It's okay.
By radio broadcasters. Okay. And number 2, in the last possible moment before takeoff, Luke his seat in the airplane. Took his seat in the airplane. Okay. So in the last moment.
In the last moment.
Yes.
That's green.
Is in green. The prepositional phrase. The get. And another prepositional phrase before takeoff.
Green.
And double line for the verb. In this case,
blue.
The verb is gonna be blue. He's in the airplane. So that's incorrect. Yeah. Because it has what's missing? It has a verb, prepositional.
The subject.
A subject is missing, exactly. Exactly. Very good. Number 3. Let's do the same.
Yes. At the neighborhood flower shop, flowers in quantities of a dozen or half dozen can be delivered for free.
Can be delivered.
Well, that's the verb.
As a verb.
Well, I mean, at the neighborhood. Flowers in quantities of a dozen or half dozen. That's green.
In green.
And I guess at the neighborhood flower shop is the subject.
Okay, at the neighborhood flower shop. At the neighborhood flower shop.
That can be the subject, I guess.
That could be the subject. And at the neighborhood flower shop. Yes, flower shop is the subject. So that's gonna be the yellow. That's correct. That makes sense, though. Subject, and the verb, and eventually it has the prepositional phrase. Yeah, prepositional phrase.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Very good. Number 4.
The progressive reading methods at the school are test scores. Improved is the verb.
Improve. For the improve. Okay.
Improve
the progressive reading methods at this school are given credit.
Yeah.
For the improvement.
Are given.
It's like, it sounds like the verb.
Yes. I need to read the complete sentence before just skimming the verbs.
Skimming.
Yeah. The progressive reading methods at the schools. I mean, the progressive reading methods at this school is the subject.
The progressive reading methods at this school is the subject. Yes.
And credit for improved test scores, and that's green. The remain of the subject or of the sentence.
The complementary part, yeah. The prepositional phrases, yes, are right after the verb. They come out right after the verb. Yes, and this one is correct or incorrect? Does that make sense?
Credit are given. The progressive reading methods at its schools are given. No, it's incorrect.
No, that's correct.
Really?
Yes, that's correct. Notice progressive methods is coherent with are given because it's plural. Methods are given.
Are given, yeah, but are given credit.
Mm-hmm.
The progressive reading methods they school are, I would say give credit for the improved test scores.
Yeah, the the methods for reading are the consequence for the good grades.
Uh-huh.
So that's what it means. That's what the sentence means in other words.
Yeah, but why are given? Sounds weird for me. I would say,
Oh, are given is a causative.
uh-huh.
Is a causative. Uh-huh.
I would say give credit.
No, because it's talking. This is structure. This type of a structured language is used for very formal English.
Okay.
Very formal.
So
Yeah.
it's something that I haven't seen
Yeah, we're
before.
going to we're gonna have a review or a summary, a review of grammar because probably some of you don't remember some grammar structures. For example,
Okay.
second conditional, third conditional, causatives like this.
Mhm.
Okay, to give formality or of our speech. Okay.
Okay.
Number 5.
Mhm.
For the last 3 years, at various hospitals in the country, has been practicing medicine.
Has been practicing medicine. The verb.
Has been practicing only.
Okay.
Huh?
Various hospitals in the country. The subject. And maybe for the last 3 years, it's green,
Green.
I guess.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Well, for this number 5, let me tell you that here the number 5 is missing a subject. Here should be,
It has
for
been,
example, yeah, doctors have been practicing for the last 3 years at various hospitals.
They have
Doctor-
he has been
doctors have been-
practicing.
Yes, doctor. The doctor has in case has is
Or
doctor.
he, yes,
Case is plural have been, but in this
have
case
been practicing.
we won't change what is written. We need to
Mhm.
adjust that. So what is missing is the subject. So number 5 is
The
incorrect.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. What about number 6?
In the past, a career in politics was not considered. Some circle in the past. Career in politics, the subject.
A career in
A career
politics.
in the politics, subject. Was not considered the verb. And then the complement, acceptable in some circles and in the past. Green.
Acceptable in some circles.
Mhm.
Okay, that's green. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Yeah, makes sense, right? Number 7?
Shopping downtown area of the city has improved the verb.
Has improved is the verb.
Shopping in the downtown area of the city is the subject, and then a lot in recent years is the complement. And it is incorrect.
It is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Oh,
Because it has two subjects.
yeah.
It has two subjects. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I need to.
Green.
Yes. But I didn't know how to delete. The column.
Right.
Sorry. And I'm not super geeky as you said.
You are
I'm
now,
still
but
struggling with technology.
well, it's okay if when mistakes are very normal.
Are part of learning, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, and
Yeah.
and everyone will continue to do mistakes, to make some
Yeah.
mistakes.
We all make mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's I don't we don't need it.
We don't need it. Yes, we don't need an extra subject. That's incorrect. Number 7 is incorrect. So let's discard it. What about number 8?
At the building side that The carpenters with the most experience working with the most intricate work. We're given
We're given.
the verb
Mhm.
at the build at until experience is the subject. Huh? The most intricate work is it's in green.
It's in green. The in green is a prepositional phrase, right? Like come after the
Mhm.
verb. So what about number 8? Is correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, 2 more and we finish.
Okay. But if you're a took to this brand. Okay. Took verb.
Mhm.
2 aspirants. Tablets green.
Yes, green. Was green tablets. Green.
And the other one is the remaining one is
For the fewer
yellow.
headache.
That is subject.
Yellow. For the
And it-
fever and headache, took 2 aspirin tablets.
Incorrect.
Why is incorrect?
The verb is in past.
Yeah. Really? The what is missing is the subject. For the
Okay,
fever,
yeah. Yeah.
she took, or we took, or I took, or or everybody took. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a recommendation, like for the fever and headache, take 2 aspirin tablets.
Yeah. Also, that also the thing that we may generate other ideas in our mind. That's what causes confusion, right?
Uh-huh.
But we need to keep focus on what we're looking for in the test. We are analyzing what's missing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember our formula. We are not experimenting other possibilities to say it. We are just exploring that the sentence fulfills this simple formula. That it has
Uh-huh.
a subject, that it has a verb, and it has an object or a prepositional object.
Okay, I have to stick with that.
Yeah, we all need to stick to this rule. Yes.
Okay.
The last one, number 10.
Yes. The report with the complete documentation was delivered. Verb. The report with the complete documentation. Yellow. And at the conference is green. And it is correct.
And this is correct. Very good. Exactly. The report makes sense, and that's a subject. And the number 9, it doesn't have a subject. It might look like a subject, but it doesn't have a subject because for the fever and headache doesn't complement, doesn't match with the verb. Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to continue talking about more details of this simple formula.
Mike.
Yes.
I have a question in number 9.
Yes, the number 9.
So the format is subject, verb, and complement. But in number 9 for the fever and headache, we have a subject. So if we add he or she, there is another subject. So we're not following or
no. Well, actually, in that section, that's where the subject should be. That's where in that section, that's where the
because
subject.
we already have a subject, right?
Yeah, but this subject it doesn't match. Because remember, every verb should be complemented with a subject, and these fever and headache
not complementing the subject.
Are nouns.
Okay.
Fiebre y dolor de cabeza son sustantivos.
Okay.
Fiebre corre, fiebre no, right? Remember, a verb is an action.
Okay.
And the subject should be able to perform the action.
Okay.
So that's the way you should figure it out, whether that is a correct subject or not. If that what you think is a subject can perform an action, yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably right. But if not,
Okay.
that's not a subject. So here
Okay.
the subject is missing. So somewhere in this yellow part should be inserted a subject. In this case, she. For the fevering headache, she took a tablet aspirins.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
she
Took two aspirins.
is she for the no, but it doesn't make sense. You gotta be right at the end.
Ah, yeah, you're right. You.
For the
Yeah.
fevering headache, she took two aspirin tablets.
Yeah.
You see
Good.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it might look simple. It might look simple, but we have to rehearse this and practice in our mind and kind of exercise. Okay. Notice here is you need to be able to identify, not to find other ways to say it. So resist the temptation and resist
Yeah.
because you know the language. You're competent enough to generate all the types of ideas. Okay, in
Uh-huh.
your mind. That's
Yes.
okay. But here
Yeah.
you need to stick to the instructions. The instructions are just identify what is missing, period.
Okay. Sure.
Now let's go ahead and do skill number 3. Be careful with apostatives. Apostatives can cause confusion in the structure section of the TOEFL test because an appositive can be mistaken for the subject of a sentence, right? An appositive is a noun that comes before or after another noun and has the same meaning. Okay, appositives, in other words, and to make things simpler, is the extra information about that subject that we are talking about in the sentence. And here is an example. Sally, the best student in the class, got an A on the exam. So as you can see here, we have Sally, all right, and we have a student here, right? So probably these causes confusion because Sally is a subject and student is a subject as well. Now, the only way we will differentiate, we'll see what an appositive is that this information is usually between commas. There's a comma here, as you can see, and there's a comma here. So if you delete the information between commas or in between commas, and you read a sentence, the sentence needs to make sense. For example, Sally got an A on the exam. This is a perfectly understood sentence. There's no problem. But on the opposite, if you delete this one, the best student on the class got an A on the exam. There is no reason to have a comma here. So, of course, this is not the appositive. The appositive is what is in the middle. All right. So usually is in the middle between commas or at the beginning after a comma. In this example, Sally is the subject of the sentence, and the best student in the class can easily be recognized as a positive phrase because of the noun student and because of the commas. The sentence says that Sally and the best student in the class are the same person. Note that if you leave out the positive, as I mentioned before, you leave out, you delete, or you erase the positive phrase, the sentence still makes sense. Sally got an A on the exam, right? The following example shows how a positive can be confused with the subject or of a sentence in the structure section of the TOEFL test. Here we got George is attending the lecture. As you can see, there are two commas, so we can easily tell that this is the positive. This is the extra information. So George is not the subject. George is the positive. So what we need here to complete the sentence is a subject. Okay? So right now, is not a subject. Happily is not a subject because of the time. It's not a subject. The best answer to this is letter D because the sentence still needs a subject. The best answer is letter D, my friend. Right? So be careful. The next example shows that a positive does not always come after the subject. And a positive can also come at the beginning of a sentence. Example, space, comma, Sarah rarely misses her basketball shot. Okay, an excellent basketball player. An excellent basketball player is Sarah is an excellent basketball player. Her excellent basketball play, right? So what is the appositive? We have in the sentence, you can tell we have a subject and we have of course, the verb with an adverb frequency, rarely, her basketball shot. So it seems that this sentence is complete. So the only thing that is missing or needed in this sentence is that little extra information that gives more details or adjectives about the subject. So in this example, you can tell that Zara is the subject and Mrs. is the verb because there is no comma separating them. In the space, you should put an apostrophe for Sarah. And Sarah is an excellent basketball player. So answer A is the best answer. An excellent basketball player, comma, Sarah rarely misses her basketball shot. Okay? So this is the best answer to complete this one is the letter A. Answers B and letter C are not correct because they each contain the verb is. And an apostrophe does not need a verb. Answer D contains a noun, play, possibly being a apostrophe, but play is not the same as Sarah. So this answer is not correct. Okay, so letter A is the best answer to complete this sentence. So notice here we have two examples. One example where the apostrophe is between commas, George, and now an apostrophe that is before a comma, an excellent basketball player. It's the apostrophe. All right. So this is a chart that summarizes the following charts outlines the key information that you should remember about apostrophes. Apostrophes is a noun that comes before or after another noun and is generally set off from the noun with commas. If a word is an apostrophe, notice here, it's very important. If a word is an apostrophe, it is not the subject. Okay, so this is, let's see there. If this is an expression, this is the expression that is an apostrophe. In other words, that extra information, you should not consider this the subject. This is the subject. The subject is Tom, not a really good mechanic. A really good mechanic is that extra information playing or functioning as a positive. Tom, a really good mechanic, is fixing the car. Remember what I told you. If you leave out this information, like this, for example, let's put it this way. If you delete this information, really good mechanic, the sentence still makes sense. Tom is fixing the car. This is correct. It makes sense. It got a subject, it's got a verb, and the complement. And if you delete the first expression, Tom is fixing the car, it still makes sense. So remember, the positive can come between commas, right after the subject, but before the verb, or before the subject itself. Okay? Exercise 3. Now, for homework, you're going to do exercise number 3. Each of the following sentences contain an apostrophe. Underline the subject once and the verb twice. Circle the apostrophe phrases. Before you do the form, okay, I would like you to have a look on this exercise for a little while. Pause the recording here. So try to analyze each of the sentences before you move ahead and do the form. Remember, once you start doing the form, you should finish it in the limit time provided for so. Okay, that's it for now. We're gonna leave here in the skill number 3, and in the next video you will see skill number 4 and number 5. That's it for now. Have a good one, and bye for now.